Level 1. The Grenadier. December 1941. Outskirts of Moscow. You are 19. 3 months ago, you were a factory worker in Stuttgart. Now, you stand in a frozen trench on the outskirts of Moscow with a 3.9 kilograms Karabiner 98K rifle, 60 rounds of ammunition, and a tattered, ill-fitting uniform. Your monthly salary of 30 Reichsmarks is only 80% of what you earned in the factory. But at least here, your food is provided. Your company started with 120 men. Now only 10 of you remain at this position. The temperature is minus 36 degrees Celsius. Your boots are so tight that your circulation is failing, putting you at high risk of necrosis. You stuff old newspapers into your jacket for insulation, a fragile barrier between you and death. A comrade beside you just lost 3 toes to frostbite. The medic amputated them with an unsterilized scalpel. No anesthesia, no antiseptic. 2/3 of your division are dead or wounded. In the last 24 hours, your rifle has jammed 3 times due to ice in the breech. You must keep it inside your coat all night to maintain heat for the firing pin. If the temperature drops to minus 40 degrees Celsius, your weapon's failure rate will be near 100%. You are a cog in a war machine consuming 1,500 soldiers every day on the Eastern Front. Every step through the mud and snow is a battle against exhaustion. You have no choice but to follow every order to survive the night. If you don't die from enemy fire, you will die from the cold or your commander's indifference. Surviving the first winter makes you lucky. You are promoted. You thought this was the nightmare, but the real war has only just begun. Level 2. The Gefreiter. July 1942. The steppes near Voronezh. You are 20. Officially wearing the rank of Gefreiter, Lance Corporal, after nearly a year in the furnace of combat. Your pay has increased to 33 Reichsmarks, but the cost is a casualty risk 5 times higher than that of heavy infantry. You are no longer a naive recruit. You are a survivor. You know the rules. Avoid officers who treat men as cannon fodder. Trade cigarettes for bread to maintain the necessary 2,500 calories a day, and keep your bolt carrier inside your tunic to prevent it from freezing. Survival skills are now optimized. Your K98K is kept warm to ensure functionality. You are acutely aware that 80% of Wehrmacht casualties occur on the Eastern Front. Every time you befriend a new recruit, you know it is temporary. There is a 50% chance they will be gone by next month. You have learned to stay silent, to never ask about the fate of Soviet prisoners, and to avoid thinking about the departure letters soldiers write weekly. You have numbed your emotions just to persist. You have survived another year and are promoted again after your squad leader was killed by a stray bullet. The weight on your shoulders now far exceeds the rank on your collar. Level 3. The Unteroffizier. August 1943. Rural area near Kiev, Ukraine. You are 21, serving as an Unteroffizier, squad leader. You are directly responsible for 10 lives in a war machine that has already consumed over 1.5 million German soldiers. Earning 45 Reichsmarks, you apply Auftragstactic, mission-type tactics, where your own judgment is the key. New conscripts now receive only 8 weeks of training instead of 4 months. They are physically weaker and lack basic technical knowledge. You must teach them how to dig a proper foxhole and maintain their weapons in the harsh, freezing climate. Your squad's casualty rate remains at a high 50%. You perform grim tasks, writing death notifications for comrades, dividing your own meager rations, and deciding who goes on suicide patrols. Behind a barn, you execute a deserter under orders from the military police. You do not hesitate, knowing 15,000 German soldiers have been shot for betrayal. Hesitation is a death sentence. Your sleep is now haunted by gunfire and the faces of those who fell. You have survived and been promoted, but the price of your existence is a conscience eroded by the relentless pressures of the front. Level 4. The Feldwebel. January 1944. Near the Kursk front. You are 22. A Feldwebel, platoon sergeant, the backbone of the German infantry. With the officer shortage becoming critical, 2/3 of platoons are led by experienced NCOs like you. You manage 50 men, handling everything from discipline and training to logistics. The men call you Old Mother Hen, the one who decides on pay and leave requests. Every time a man falls, you are the one to collect his paybook and half of his dog tag. The captain beside you is 19, with only 6 weeks of combat experience. He looks to you for guidance in this hell you have survived for years. You try to keep him alive, but at Kursk, shrapnel tears through his throat. With trembling hands, you write the notification letter to his mother. Headquarters suggest you train as an officer, but you decline, knowing the casualty rate for high-ranking leaders facing enemy snipers is 3 times higher. Yet war is an unrelenting machine. You hold your position and bear the burden under fire, waiting for the next order in despair. Level 5, the Lieutenant. March 1944, Karov region. You officially hold the rank of lieutenant. On the Eastern Front, low-ranking officers are consumed as quickly as ammunition. The rigorous selection standards are long gone. Now, all that is required is a National Socialist attitude and a willingness to die blindly. You command a platoon, then a company when your predecessor is killed. You are responsible for 180 young men who still possess the naive faces of those pushed into a slaughterhouse. You learn to read maps, coordinate artillery, and write reports turning defeats into tactical withdrawals. A brutal truth no officer dares speak. By 1944, every command position in the Wehrmacht has been replaced an average of 9.2 times. You are merely a number, a placeholder in a uniform, waiting for the next man. Your oath to Hitler has become a shackle, forcing you to fight even as the map shows nothing but a retreat. You are promoted, not out of desire, but because you are the only one left standing when everyone else lies in their graves. Level 6, the Hauptmann, June 1944, Western Front. You command a company of 180 men. You are the highest-ranking officer most of them will ever know, sharing their rations and sleeping in the same mud. You write dozens of death letters, struggling to find flowery words to hide the fact that there is nothing glorious about dying on the battlefield. Your company has been wiped out and replenished 3 times. The men don't even remember each other's names anymore, having stopped connecting to avoid the trauma of loss. The Eastern Front has erased 4 million German soldiers, a figure that doesn't appear in reports to Hitler, only in the corpses left behind. Before the Normandy landings, you are transferred to the West. The brutality remains unchanged. You are a living witness to the collapse of a military machine. You know the true scale of the carnage, but continue to execute orders. Under the guise of command, you lead ghosts into the jaws of death, while awaiting the end of an empire to which you are bound by a vow of loyalty. Level 7, the Major, July 1944, Normandy, France. You command a battalion of 800. You belong to the rare minority who survived from the beginning. In the first month after June 6th, your division lost 28 generals, a figure reflecting total impotence against Allied firepower. Even Field Marshal Rommel took shrapnel to the head. You coordinate company commanders, request artillery support, and write reports justifying the constant retreats. By August, your battalion is an empty shell. Over 50% of your men have become casualties. Replacements arrive as 17-year-old Hitlerjugend with 7 days of training, or elderly Volkssturm conscripts. You receive irrational orders from above, but must obey. Those who question are relieved or executed. News of the July 20th assassination attempt spreads, leading to 7,000 arrests and 5,000 executions. You remain silent, perform the new Hitler salute, and continue sending men to their deaths in the collapse of an unsalvageable empire. Level 8, the General. April 1945, Eastern Front High Command. You are now a Major General, General Major, commanding a division of 12,000 men, though in reality, you have barely half that. Since December 1941, Hitler has personally interfered with tactics, firing 35 corps and division commanders who disagreed with him. Wise generals learned to obey. The smarter ones chose cyanide. Every 2 weeks, a German general dies or commits suicide. You attend their funerals while there are still enough pieces left to bury. The war is a total failure. Everyone understands it, but no one dares to speak it. Admitting defeat is defined as treason, punishable by immediate death. You still sign movement orders, knowing you are sending thousands into the final furnace. The machine operates on the momentum of destruction. You stand watching the glory of the Wehrmacht dissolve into fake reports, awaiting the end of an empire to which you pledged loyalty until your final breath. Everything is now just a closing period. Level 9, the prisoner. At a prisoner of war camp on the Soviet border. The war officially ends with an unconditional surrender. 5.3 million German soldiers have perished, with 4 million dead on the Eastern Front alone. 63% of total casualties occurred in the final 16 months, at a horrifying rate of 10,000 men per day. Your oath to Hitler vanishes with him in a Berlin bunker. You shed the filthy uniform, the only thing linked to your identity as a soldier for so many years. However, peace brings no freedom. About 3 million of your comrades are held by the Red Army. You become a digit in a brutal system of captivity. The last soldiers must wait until 1956 to return home, 11 years after the guns fell silent. Many were just 19-year-old grenadiers who entered the war only to survive, yet gained nothing in the end. Every rank, medal, and oath is now nothing